Welcome to Career Summit 4.0.
I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down.
Welcome to Career Summit 4.0. Welcome to Career Summit 4.0.
I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down.
Welcome to Career Summit 4.0.
I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. High enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. Made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. Made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. Made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. Made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. Made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. Made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I've been down the road where failure seemed familiar. No one thought that I would ever come this far. When everything was telling me that it was over, still there was a fire burning in my heart. There were days I felt like I was at my lowest. I pushed so hard I couldn't see beyond the pain. I never knew I made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever I am living proof that nothing is impossible. I beat the odds when hope was nowhere to be found. There was a strength that carried me through every obstacle. It lets me know that it's too late to give up now. And I am not afraid to climb another mountain, to risk it all, to face my deepest, darkest fear, to live a dream much bigger than I can imagine. Cause I want the world to know that I am here. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. I believe that dreams are untamable. And I believe that wings were made to fly. I'll touch the sky, reach for the stars, do the impossible. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. I'm one dream away from everything I hope to be. I am one step closer to the finish line. I know that every stride would lead me to my destiny. And I'm one reach away from taking what is mine. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. I believe that dreams are tameable. And I believe that wings were made to fly. I'll touch the sky, reach for the stars, do the impossible. I believe that nothing can. I believe that nothing will. I believe nothing will ever bring me down. Oh. It high.
Hello, this is to invite you to the Career Summit 4.0. It promises to be a great event, an interesting one. You must be part of it. This edition is special. We are having one of my greatest mentor leaders. That's going to be talking to us at the open, and fantastic set of speakers as well. Don't miss it. Career Summit 4.0 promises to be fantastic. See you there.
I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that hide.
Hello, this is to invite you to the Career Summit for Club. It promised to be a great event, an interesting one. You want to be part of it. This edition is special. We are having one of my greatest mentor leader that's going to be talking to us at the open and fantastic set of speakers as well. Don't miss it. Career Summit for Club promise to be fantastic. See you there.
I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. Ooh, I made it high.
Hello, this is to invite you to the Career Summit for Club. It promised to be a great event, an interesting one. You want to be part of it. This edition is special. We are having one of my greatest mentor leader that's going to be talking to us at the open and fantastic set of speakers as well. Don't miss it. Career Summit for Club promise to be fantastic. See you there.
I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. Ooh, I made it high.
Hello, this is to invite you to the Career Summit for Club. It promised to be a great event, an interesting one. You want to be part of it. This edition is special. We are having one of my greatest mentor leader that's going to be talking to us at the open and fantastic set of speakers as well. Don't miss it. Career Summit for Club promise to be fantastic. See you there.
I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down.
All right. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's say good morning, good afternoon, good evening now. All right. Wherever you may be joining from, because we know this is a global event. and people are going to be joining from all over different continents of the world. So my name is Terry Modibo. It's great to be live here on the Career Summit 4.0. So I'm pretty excited. Thank you, Dr. Ayo Adeyemi, for another opportunity to be a moderator at this event. And one good thing is that the expectations from today's event, it's something that I can't wait to experience. We've had a pre-discussion a few days ago, and I can tell you upfront that today, for those who are part of today's section of the Career Summit 4.0, you are going to leave here with an experience. Trust me, I can guarantee you on that, because apart from the fact that God himself is here and has enabled us to do this and put this together, I believe our facilitators for today are people who are experienced, very experienced, not just experienced, they are practitioners, they are people who has gone through and have been able to conquer, like they say. They've been able to see through, and then they've conquered, and they are here to share their experiences with us and then unveil the path towards becoming the best you can always be in your career, starting with 2022. All right, so we know that the year started already. All right, the first quarter is almost ending, but like they say, you can always start all over again. All right, so and that's the reason why this event has been put together. So I want to celebrate everyone who's been a part of this section today, and for all those who are coming in, I celebrate you upfront. I believe together we can have a very rewarding experience. So let me jump in. I see a number of us already signed in. I was so pretty excited that even before 3 p.m., we have a number of people who are already signed in, all right? Getting ready to devour every goodies that is going to be shared on the platform today. So I'm pretty excited about that. I wanted to celebrate yourself. So one thing you want to do is let's hit the comment section right now and just celebrate ourselves. All right, say something and expectations that you have for today. All right, and also I know we've not started the event yet, but celebrate the organizers of this event. Like I told you, today's event is going to be very, very rewarding. I can guarantee you, you're not going to waste your time today. You're going to get value matched for your being a part of today's event. So I want to jump in on the chat room right now. All right, put it on the chat room. Let me read up the excitement in the chat room. All right, for everyone joining, go on to the chat room right now, and then just share your excitement, share your expectations. I'm going to be reading that right now in another 2-3 minutes, and then I believe we're going to start up very, very quickly. All right. So I'm on the chat room right now. Please, let's use the chat room. Let's use the chat room. Betting and Bang. All right. One of our moderators for today says, thanks for the opportunity. Glad to be here. Okay. So also, it'll be great if you put your name. All right. So just rename your handle so that we can have your name there. All right. So I see Zoom user. So Zoom user, please go rename your platform, your handle, so that we can read up your name. So I see Zoom user says, good to be here. Good to be here. All right, let's keep that coming in. Let's keep that coming in. We're going to start off shortly, very, very shortly, but let's keep that excitement coming in. Let's go into the chat room right now and then share your excitement, share your expectations for the event. What are you expecting? What are you looking to learning? What is your expectations? Like they said, all right, if you don't expect anything, you get nothing, all right? So at least it's good every one of us have an expectations for today, all right? And also, this is for me to you for free. This is for me to you for free, all right? Keep a notepad and a pen, very handy, very close to you, all right? Keep a notepad and a pen very close to you, because today what you're going to be hearing is not something you can find in any book, all right? Trust me. Go on Amazon, you can get it. These are life experiences that people, all right, who have gone ahead of you are going to be sharing today. And not just people, top personalities, all right, who knows what they're doing and they've been able to get results. Okay, they're going to be sharing today. So I see a lot of them coming right now. Divine Favor says, good to be here. All right, said, I'm excited to be here. That's it, I'm excited too. Israel Emmanuel said, I'm so excited to be here. Looking forward to an impacting event. Let's keep that coming in. Let's keep that coming in. And then we're going to be starting off very shortly, right? Very shortly. Ben Thank says, I'm glad to join. Awesome, awesome. Let's keep that coming in. And also, if it is good, if it's okay with you, we also advise you put on your video, but if it's not comfortable, that's fine. You can leave out your video, but it's good to also put faces to the names, all right? It's good to put faces to the names, all right? Great, great, great. Let's keep that coming in. And then I'm going to do an introduction quickly so we can start off right away. So I'll share quickly about this summit, Career Summit. All right, I'm going to just read that quickly through because I see our first speaker is going to get excited. Our keynote speakers are getting excited. Everyone's getting ready. But quickly, let me just share what is it about the Career Summit as we keep the excitement on the chat room. Okay, the excitement, the Career Summit is a platform and an avenue established for helping young and upcoming and seasoned professionals to attract relevant knowledge and information, as well as being able to tap from practical wealth of experience of professionals like yourself. So like I said initially, is the fourth in the series so far, and the testimonies and the feedback have been very, very rewarding, all right? So this year, all right, we're starting off today on the Career Summit 4.0 in this edition, and the theme is Recalibrate your career. Recalibrate your career. So what are the things that you'll be expecting from today, all right? Like I said, some of us, I said we should share the expectations in the chat room. So we want to see if this matches, but from us, from in, what we've done today, all right, what we expect that you should be taking on today. Our focus is on career realignment, career recalibration, how to remain competitive, how to sustain meaningful professional contributions, how to maintain a valuable personal brand. That's it, man. That's me. That's my focus, all right? That's my niche. How to keep and sustain your health and mental capacity functional and effectively in advancing your career. I'm going to be focusing on some very key areas. All right, that's the reason why I say take a notepad and pen. You don't want to miss that. All right, we want to talk about how to recalibrate your career for continued success, career retooling and realignments. All right, career deficiencies and management approaches for opportunities, implications and challenges of mental health and on career growth. And of course, we'll also be talking about competencies profiling and emotional mastery. See, I can guarantee you, like I said initially, this summit over the years has always been exceptional. And today is going to be, what's another thing after exceptional? Maybe extraordinary. And I put the words there. All right. We expect that today you're going to go leave this platform today very fulfilling, very rewarding, because we know you're going to get value from today. So without wasting too much time, all right, like I said, I'm not seeing the comments coming in the chat room. All right. Let's use the comments. So Temi Tokbe says, quite excited. I made it to the 4th edition. I'm excited for you too. Temi Tokbe, so excited for you too. All right. All right. Thank you for so much for joining. So another thing is in terms of today, we want to ensure, please ensure that you keep your microphones on mute, so you can do that for yourself, please, as much as possible. All right, let's engage. All right. We don't want it to be just a solo kind of arrangement. Yes, we know it's a summit, but please engage in the chat room. I believe our facilitators want to get feedbacks from you. All right, they want to hear from you. So use the chat room. If there's anything that they've said so far in the conversation, use the chat room, share the excitement, share that thing that resonates with you. And I believe others will learn from you. All right, others will learn from you. So let's do that. And I believe we're going to have a very rewarding experience. Like I said, my name is Terry Omodibu, and I'm glad to be your moderator today, one of the moderators for today's Career Summit. Okay, so all right, we have some more coming. Yes, awesome. Vivian Kemi says, good afternoon, everyone. Israel again, Kyle, this is excited to be here for an insightful section. Awesome so far. Thank you so much. I'll be back shortly, and then we're going to kick off today's conversation in a bit. We're going to kick off today's conversation in a bit.
High enough to notice getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down. Made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever.
All right. It's great to be back again. All right. Yeah, I can see more of the comments coming. Yes, awesome. I'm so glad and happy I had the time to attend this summit. Oh, that's great. Let's keep that coming in. All right. In between, I'll just keep reading that. All right. I just keep reading that. Okay, great. I just keep reading the comments. All right. Want to see the excitement. Want to see the energy. All right. In the room. Okay. Want to see that energy. Want to see that excitement. So keep that coming in. And I believe it's just going to be awesome today. Awesome. So we're going to start up right away. All right. We don't want to waste too much time. We have everything planned today. So we're going to hit up to the first in the agenda for today. And that's beginning with the keynote address, I'm so honored to be the one introducing our keynote speaker for today. It's an honor, and I want to celebrate Dr. Sam Adeyemi for putting this together again, and for the honor to be a moderator, and not more importantly, for the honor to be introducing my pastor. All right, my pastor. So Dr. Sam has been my pastor for over close to 20 years now. I think I joined the Daystar Christian Center 2002. I shared not quite long on my platforms the journey, and it's been an amazing journey. All right, coming into Lagos, we're looking for some place to actually worship, and not just worship, but someone who will share some. Okay, great. All right, sorry about that break. Okay. All right, so like I was sharing, we were doing that. But before I introduce the keynote speaker, I want to bring shortly convener for today. I will really call shortly our convener for today. I see these things pouring in. Priscilla Joseph. I was wondering why. Okay, great. Awesome. Keep that coming in while we have a convener coming to just share an opening remarks, and then we hit right on into the summit proper. All right. So with excitement in my heart and so much honor, and let's all together in the chat room welcome our convener for a Career Summit 4.0, Dr. Ayo Adeyemi, CEO, Lorach Consulting and Academy. Let's share your excitement in the chat room, please. Share your excitement in the chat room as we welcome our convener. Dr. Ayo Adele, over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Good to see your beautiful faces this afternoon, morning, evening, whatever time zone you are. It's great once again to be here, and I'm really excited that we are having this for the 4th time. It's really been a blessing, and I'm glad that we can do this again and again. I'm looking forward to the 10th edition. Oh my God. Already the 5th edition is really going to be physical already, but it's great to be here this afternoon. I welcome each and every one of you. And if you has really been consistent with us, I mean, you have attended all the past editions, I have a gift for you. I have a gift of my book, of one of my books for whoever has attended the 4th. I'm not talking about those that are part of the I mean those that are not part of the in-house, team. So if you are part of the first, and also this is not applicable to the speakers. I'm suppose any of the speakers have been part of it for the 4th time. All right, so it's great to have you, and I welcome you all. This is the 4th edition of the Career Summit. And this idea is actually born out of the fact that we just believe that there's much more to growing our career, to running a career. There's so much more that we can learn, and we feel we just want to create a platform where we can be able to support and get people to move forward, move up, their career ladder, know so much, excel. And that's why you will see that over the years, those that have been part of our faculty are people that we can lay claim on that they are excellent, they have excelled in their own chosen career, and many of them actually have also navigated, from their, perhaps what you want to call their starting point, and they are delved into some other things. They have navigated into some other career path, and they are excelling. And that is why we are doing this, and that is why you see that our faculty are carefully selected. I'm not yet done with the last edition. I still keep listening to the recordings. It's been blessing, and we've listened to so many testimonies. Many people have given us feedback, how they have been touched, how it has helped them, it has impacted them, and we can only continue to do this. Somebody challenged me. I said, why are we doing this for free? I said, well, not because it does not have value, but because we feel we just want to help people. We just want to help people. And there was a lot of discussion, a strategy session around that. And we said, well, maybe the subsequent edition will not be absolutely free. But again, for this edition is free, but we just want to encourage you because sometimes when things come free, it looks like it doesn't have value. All right. So, but I can tell you from the faculty, we have people from different parts of the world that are going to be talking to us. And you can imagine what that is for them. It's a huge, huge cost on their part. And for everyone that has decided to be part of the faculty, we want to say thank you so much. Thank you from Dr. Sam Adeyemi to Dr. Dayo Olomu from UK to Mrs. Taiwo Dayo Abaton to Omazwa Amazing from Luxembourg. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this for us. And to my brother and friend Yemi Faseum and Queen Hiwo. Everyone are fantastic, people. I celebrate you. I thank you so much for giving of yourself, for giving of your time, of your resources, for giving of your knowledge to be part of this. I tell you, this is one thing that we can always appreciate you for. You are touching life, you are imparting life, you are molding, and you are mentoring. We say thank you so much. And for every of the participants, I want to say this to you. This is coming for free, but please ensure that every information that will be coming out of here, you are able to tap into it and let us feedback. Let's have your feedback. In some other clients, they call it testimony, but we would love to hear from you to see how much of impact this information had in your career, in your life, and what have you. So once again, I want to say welcome to Career Summit 4.0, Recalibrate Your Career. You are welcome, everyone. If you can put your hands together wherever you are, I can quickly do that and celebrate yourself. Thank you so much, Terry. Over to you.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Ayo, for that very short opening remarks. We celebrate you also. We love you. for always doing this. Like I shared the last time, I said, your heart is like that of a father. You always want to give. You always want to give. You always want to empower people. You just don't just want people to move from one level to another. So we celebrate you. All right, we celebrate you. We know all these are coming back. We know all these are coming back. So we celebrate you for putting this platform together. So I want to encourage everyone who's been a part of this, please take advantage of the huge resource that is going to be shared today. I can't overemphasize that. Huge resource, because the facilitators, Dr. Dyer, all the way from UK, it's someone you want to listen to. I believe when it's done, you'll be off your seat, all right? And then, of course, Dr. Sam Adeyemi, my pastor, I'm going to introduce him shortly, and every other speaker on throughout the sections today and tomorrow. It's going to be amazing. So please ensure that you treasure this. And more importantly, I will encourage, if you can, reach out to all the organizers. I mean, probably we'll be sharing that much later, how you can get the recordings for this and even the materials that I'll be sharing. We'll talk about much more about that at the end of the conversation. But please, don't ever forget that you want to take a notepad and okay? You also want to do that for yourself. Awesome. So let's hit right on into today, what we'll be sharing today. So I'm going to bring on quickly, because of the time, a keynote speaker who's going to be opening up a Career Summit 4.0. All right, it's someone that has mentored me from afar for close to 20 years, over 20 years. All right, today I shared on my platform on social media something that was very, very strong, very phenomenal. This is a day I'd always look forward to. Always look forward to a day I will be on the same flyer with my mentor, pastor, role model. I call him my number one role model, teacher. All right, friend from afar. All right, someone I had been always had the opportunity to hear week in, week out for the last 20 years. He has shaped my life, shaped the life of millions of people all over the world. I can never forget the first masterclass that I attended on personal branding. That redirected my course. And I always believe that that class is one class that has redirected the course of my life to what I'm doing today. So I'm so privileged to be bringing on Dr. Sam Adeyemi. Is a father, a wife, also a CEO of organizations, other organizations, the senior pastor of Daystar Christian Center, and the president of Success Power International, Sam Adeyemi Ministries, LLC, and so many other organizations. Welcome with me in the chat room with so much excitement as we bring right now Dr. Sam Adeyemi for the keynote address on Career Summit 4.0. Dr. Sam Adeyemi.
Welcome to Career Summit 4.0. It's a pleasure for me to be here with you, and especially with Dr. Ayode Adeyemi. Dr. Ayode Adeyemi is a leader. And I say that because he has a heart for humanity, has a heart for service. We have a leadership school. We call it the Daystar Leadership Academy. And Dr. Ayo, happens to be one of our faculty members. So I just want to say, Ayo, thank you so much, for your heart of service and for partnering with us to invest in leaders who are changing their families and organizations and communities and our world. Anyway, the theme of our summit is Recalibrate your career. Recalibrate your career. Okay, so for some years now, the discussion has been around the fact that we are in a VUCA world, VUCA, that there's a lot of volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity right now. You know what I think? I think the VUCA is now turbocharged. I mean, we've been dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic for 2 years now. And just when we thought we were beginning to, negotiate the bend out of it, Russia strikes and goes to war with Ukraine. So there's a lot of anxiety, there's a lot of fear. And of course, then there's disruption in the global financial markets. So there's inflation. The war is compounding what we were dealing with respect to the pandemic. We already had supply chain issues, and now the price of crude oil is going up in the international market, and then the price of petrol or gas is going on around the world, right? So I know it's a time when a lot of people are losing their jobs. I mean, think of the 2 million people that have moved out of Ukraine, for example, 2 million plus that have moved out of the Ukraine. Those are careers terminated, okay? Even school children are having their education terminated. And then international organizations are pulling out of Russia in protest. And thousands of people are losing their jobs. Thousands of people are losing their jobs. So it's both a local issue and also a global issue. But what do I want to say to someone here today? First, there is nothing new under the sun, right? If it's about wars, there have been wars before. If it's about inflation, there's been inflation before. There's been economic depression before. If it's about mass migration, there's been mass migration before. Okay? But the one thing you need to observe is the fact that if you have people who are still standing, who are still thriving, they
All right. I guess the video is freezed. So we need to just hang on in, I guess, IT team, they're working on that. Okay, I think it's sharing again now. All right, cool, let's go on, let's hit.
it bothered me. I also observed that there were people that I knew that were seemingly successful in their careers and they kind of had fizzled out. I look back at it now and I wonder how I just picked that out, but I picked it out and it bothered me. It was like, I can see something ahead and I need to find out what is causing it. I need to find out what is causing it so that I can avoid it. You know, I could already imagine in my mind that I could be in my maybe 30s and 40s and would have fizzled out already. So I wanted to know what it was. Okay, and I'll tell you that I got answers. I got answers, but let me use an illustration. About 20 years ago, or a little over 20 years ago, I came across a book, Who Moved My Cheese by Dr. Spencer Johnson. The book was a blast. Small book, but it's a timeless book, I should say. In fact, it had such a tremendous effect on me that I took all our staff through the content. Who Moved My Cheese? A story about 4 mice, and you know, mice like cheese, and they found this large, portion of cheese and decided to camp there, and they were eating and enjoying the cheese. But somewhere along the line, two of the mice drew the attention of the others to the fact that the cheese was reducing in quantity. So they could project that somewhere along the line, they were going to run out of cheese. So they felt that they needed to begin to do something so as to avoid the scenario where they would not totally be out of cheese. So the two would move into the maze, travel further, scouting, checking. In some places, they would see small quantities of cheese and so on. Then they would come back and continue. For the other two, it was like, look, why bother? Were we the ones that put this cheese here? We might get there. Somewhere along the line, before we're through with it, some other cheese will show up, They were not willing to put in the effort. These other two would go. They would go further, come back. Go further, come back. And the cheese was reducing in quantity. But before it finished, the two that were exploring moved away and never came back. And somewhere along the line, they stumbled on cheese that was even bigger in quantity than the one they had had before. Amazing story, right? Amazing story. And there are principles there, principles of change. The first one says they keep moving the cheese. Honestly, the first time I read the book, that one hit me like a thunderbolt. They keep moving the cheese. In other words, change will happen. You can't stop change from happening. Change will happen. Human nature, loves stability. We are creatures of habit. Routine, saves us stress. When you don't have to think about something, it saves us stress. We have a nature that quickly programs something and reduces it into a routine. So with that, we don't have to think deeply about it anymore. We just go, through the routine. So when you introduce the possibility of change, it gives us stress. It bothers us because it's about to disrupt our lives, so to speak. And that's why a lot of people do not prepare for the changes that happen. Interestingly, you know what I observed from the story of the mice and the cheese? Change almost always happens gradually. Almost always. In other words, the signs usually show that things are not the same anymore. But you know what we do? Because we humans have the capacity to adjust, we keep adapting. Adapting to the old as it is changing, instead of exploring. So I just want to say to someone here, as we begin this conference, as we begin this summit, they keep moving the cheese. As you can see now, the rate of change is actually now really, really fast. This is not a time to hold on to anything for too long or to plan to hold on to anything for too long. I mean, the rate of change is fast. Accept it as a reality and decide that you won't see change as a problem. You will see change as an opportunity. That's it. So, if we're not careful and we don't accept change as a reality of life, we will find ourselves resisting change. See? Yeah. People resist change because change creates instability for us. For some of us, change actually creates a sense of loss of control, right? Just when you thought you had everything together, change comes and makes you realize you don't have everything together. Sometimes it's the threat of loss of influence. Like in an organization, when you're introducing the concept of change, sometimes you experience resistance because people want to fight to keep their tough. Everybody's thinking, how is this going to affect me now? Where am I going to land? Okay? And so on. Sometimes it's just the fact that we will have to be dealing with a new set of problems. Some other times it's the fact that we need to learn new skills to be able to adapt to the new, right? But I'll tell you that the major thing that I think hinders us from accepting and adapting to change is the fact that we do not recognize the benefits of change. We want progress, but without change, there can be no progress. How do you define progress without change? It's not possible. Okay? So, we need to see change as an opportunity and not as a problem. We need to have a mindset. So, some basic qualities that we need, as we move forward. 1, flexibility. We need to be flexible in our thinking. It's so easy for our thinking to be frozen, for our thinking to be fixed, right? So we need to introduce flexibility. We need to learn to look for opportunities instead of looking for problems. The two of them are the same thing. They're just two sides of the same coin. It depends on how you look. Depends on how you see. And you know the amazing thing, we don't see things the way they are, we see things the way we are. So if you're the kind of a person that always sees the glass as being half empty, in other words, you focus on the emptiness, you focus on the problems, okay, you focus on the challenges, then it means you're not likely to see miracles even when they come by you. If you're the kind that sees the glass as being half full, it means that you focus on the fullness in life. You focus on the opportunities in life. That's what we need. When you have the mindset of a leader or the mindset of an entrepreneur, that is what makes you different. I tell people, what most people run away from is what the leader or entrepreneur runs towards. Example. War breaks out. Some entrepreneurs run towards that. You know why? Because somebody's got to sell the bullets. Unfortunate as war is, somebody's going to sell the tanks, somebody's going to send the anti-aircraft missiles and anti-tank missiles. Money is being spent. And those hundreds or thousands of soldiers that are mobilized to go fight, they need uniforms. And they need to eat. They need to eat. They need food. I heard of business people that became billionaires just supplying food to soldiers that were fighting a war. We do not pray for war. We do not hope for it. But our world is showing us right now we don't have control over that. It just happens for various reasons. Exactly. So we need to be flexible in our thinking, and we need to learn to look for opportunities, possibilities, okay? We need to learn to see problems as opportunities. So, as long as human beings are on this planet, they will always have needs. Settle that. Okay, they will always have needs. So the other thing I'll say before I take my leave, is the fact that we need to be ready to acquire new skills. Okay, we've got to be ready to acquire new skills. We have to be open to learning. And that's why I want to commend everyone who has come to be a part of our Career Summit 4.0. Yeah? The fact that you are open to learning shows me that you won't get stranded easily as the changes begin to happen. So when changes happen, people's needs change. People's priorities change. But as long as there are human beings on this planet, there will always be needs. There will always be needs. So, bottom line, your basic capacity for meeting needs is inborn. It is God-given. Never neglect it. Okay? Right now, there's artificial intelligence. Robots are taking over a lot of jobs done by people. That's one of the changes going on in our world right now. Technology. But it's not a time to be afraid. We just need to know there are some kinds of jobs that machines can do, and there are some types of jobs that they can never do. Right? The routinous jobs, those are the ones we give the machines to do. Right? Whatever we can code into a routine, we'll keep delegating those ones, to machines. But the raw creativity that the Creator has given a human being, machines won't have it. We have it. And then we tell them what to do and use them to express it. So tap into that raw creativity. Okay? That's where to go. The amazing thing, that's where you are unique. That's where you have a niche. Okay? That's where you are irreplaceable. Yes. So move your work towards that area where you feel inspiration. Move your work towards that area where what is normal to you is profound to other people. I happen to be wired for information, so most of my work is revolved around that. I love knowledge. That's the way my mind processes complex information, but can distill it into simple steps that I can give to people for them to apply to their lives with results. Fine? So, I found out something. An idea occurs to me. It's normal to me. It's natural to me, the way my mind works normally. I post it on social media, for example, or express it somewhere, and it is profound to someone. That's how talent works. That's how a gift works. And that is what I'm talking about. That's the raw creativity that I am talking about. How do you know that you have a special gift for music, for singing, for example? Well, you just love singing. Let's say you're a child. You just love singing and you sing. But someday somebody hears you and says, "What? Sing again. Let me hear you." Oh my God. That voice. Oh my. I'm taking you to a producer. I know someone, that can help you. That's how it works. So it's natural to you. That's why most people neglect it, because it is normal to you. But by the time you put it at the disposal of other people, you serve other people with it, you allow other people to benefit from it, that's where you find the profundity of what you carry. And every single person is talented. And I just wanted to say to us, yes, as we move forward and recalibrate our careers and reinvent, please remember that side too. That you should move your work towards that area where that functions by inspiration. Okay? The interesting thing is that your greatest breakthroughs will come while you are playing, while you are resting, while you are doing what you love to do, what you enjoy to do. Your greatest breakthroughs will not come while you're doing what you need to struggle to do. I wish us an amazing time, an inspiring time, a very insightful time at Career Summit 4.0. Thank you. Welcome.
Made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down.
Right. I believe that was an insightful moment from my pastor and mentor and number one role model, Dr. Sam Adeyemi. I was just taking notes, and I believe you were also. All right, that's amazing. Can we share excitement in the chat room? I see them coming already. All right, share your excitement in the chat room. Just such an amazing section. So without wasting too much time, Benton, it's over to you so that we introduce our next speaker.
Thank you so much, Mr. Terry, for starting the session. It has been a wonderful time ever since we started, and I believe everybody that is here has been blessed with what Dr. Sam have really given to us. Indeed, just as you say, we have recorded a lot. So this is another time where we are going to listen to Dr. Dio, who is going to be our first speaker for the day. And I believe just as we have recorded a lot on the previous session, we are prepared so that we will take notes, because after this session, we are going to have a question session where he is going to attend to all your questions regarding to what he is going to teach us today. So I want to urge everybody, you should be open-minded, because you are going to hear a lot of bitter truths, things you never thought that these are the things you need to imbibe now in this current dispensation. So, but before then, I am going to introduce him, despite the fact that many of us know him, but I know that there are some who are meeting him for the first time. And for that reason, we need to know him and why he is a very qualified person to talk to us today. Dr. Dayo Olomu, immediate past chair, CIPD South London, chair Black on Board Community, and board member at Southwest Diocese Board of Education, is a learning and development consultant, an international motivational speaker, human capital development expert, corporate trainer, business mentor, executive coach, award-winning event host, best-selling author, workshop facilitator, mindfulness enthusiast, mental health champion, and keynote speaker on leadership, career progression, positivity, success, and well-being. He is a strong advocate for mental health, equity, diversity, and inclusion. He is also a people professional with specialist and experience and expertise in employee relations, organizational development, learning and development, performance management, and EDI. Dayo Olomu is also a certified first aider at work, mental health first aider, and fire marshal. A holder of 171 awards in 25 categories. He holds an honor degree in Business Information System, MSc in Human Resource Management, and honorary doctorate. He has a diploma in life coaching, a certificate in executive coaching, and an advanced certificate in public relations, and also in strategic leadership. He also holds a postgraduate certificate in further education. He is a chartered member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Development and a fellow of Institute of Information Management Africa, and a member International Leadership Association. An abiding passion to making a positive difference in the world, developing people, empowering men, women, and youths, supporting entrepreneurs, transforming organizations, coaching leaders, and helping clients and organizations to achieve extraordinary results, get him out of bed every morning. His purpose in life is to inspire people, impact the community, and influence change. His passion is to developing people and organizations, supporting more Black people to become board members, and making a difference in the community through his charitable endeavors. Dayo also firmly believes in the diamond rule that you treat others as they wish you treat them. He is a long-suffering Arsenal fan. He is varied outside interests apart from faith, family, fitness, and work includes running the marathon, firewalking, board breaking, bar bending, mountain climbing, skydiving, and sleeping rough in the stadium to raise funds for different charities. His long-term goal is to space travel. Nothing will compare to see the earth from space, Dayo Olomo said. This is my passion, and with unbounded zeal, let's head to the top. He will be speaking to us on the topic, reposition. Ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, I want us to, with a resounding clap or an electronic clap, let us welcome Dr. Dayo to the platform. Let's welcome Dr. Dayo.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I can feel the energy. Thank you. And thank you for that introduction. When you were doing that introduction, I was like, who is he talking about? Well, thank you very much for that introduction. And I want to thank Dr. Ayo for inviting me. Oh, it's just so amazing to be sharing my thoughts and to be speaking at this conference this year again. It's so bright here in London. There's so much fun. And I learned there is no petrol in Nigeria. So, but at least people are able to join. Thank you very much. So, how many of you have been able to, what do you think about that, my profile? And how many of you are able to check me out? Put it in the chat. Or how many of you were here last year? Oh, say I look good. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, you have. Oh, my sister Taiwo Abaton. Good to see you. I have. Okay. So, but the story, oh, you have. But there's something that I'll be sharing with you today. And it starts from the fact that, thank you, Amaka, you are all endowed with the seeds of greatness. There's greatness in everybody. Because when I look at my story, before I go into my presentation, I will share a little bit. Oh, some resume, that's fine. I was born in London many years ago, 1965 to be precise, when my parents came to study. And when I was 2 years old, we went back to Nigeria. And when I was 7 years old, my father died and we defaulted into poverty. I remember celebrating my 10th birthday at Iyanopaja, to be precise, selling ice water to support my mother. And when I was 15, I read a quote by Bernard Shaw. He said, the people who move on in life look for the opportunity. If they can't find it, they create them. And that's how I created my opportunity. I gate crash. They call it gate crash. I gate crash into an album launch in Lagos when I was 15. And I started my entertainment career from there. That was 1982 Terracotta. And from that time, I moved into the entertainment business. When I was 26, I became the youngest promotions manager in Nigeria before I relocated. And when I came to live in England, I was thinking that London's road are littered with earning. But I discovered that a crook has stolen my identity and he has used it to open a bank account, and he got married and I was invited to the wedding, and life became very, very, very challenging. But that little boy who celebrated his 10th birthday at a bus garage, whose identity was stolen, when he came to live in England, is now a successful professional. And the cornerstone of my story is that human beings are incredible people, that you can turn nothing into something, that you can turn adversity to success, and that you are all endowed with the seeds of greatness. So I want you to give me a nice clap if I can hear it. Just, oh, fantastic. So how did you find the link? So you can see what they've read to you and the comment. I have had to reposition Okay, no audio. Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Okay, just you can just put it in the charts. From the admin, you can hear me now. I would like to be able to share my slides. Can colleagues allow me to share my slides? Okay. My topic is repositioning for quantum leap. Repositioning for quantum leap.
Please go ahead and share your slides.
He said, okay, yeah, that's fine. Fantastic. Can you see my slides now? Can you see my slides?
Yes, sir,
you can just put it in. Okay, yes, thank you. So repositioning for quantum leap. Repositioning for quantum leap. This is me, Dial, and I want to thank Emmanuel, my lovely son. I know he's here. Thank you for all your behind the scene. What I'll be sharing with you to help you understand that you can't be stuck in life if you choose not to. You will learn how to remove all the clogs in your wheel on your way to recalibration. And I'll be sharing with you 4 hours. 4 hours that you can use to recalibrate your life, to recalibrate your career. The first question: what are the forces shaping the world of work today? You can put it in the charts. I want this session to be as interactive as possible. Let me see what you are putting in the charts. Human Okay. Some of the forces shaping the world of work. Artificial intelligence, technology, thinking. Technology, artificial intelligence. These are some of the things: globalization and political change, economic uncertainty, environmental crisis, social and demographic change, technology, and global pandemic. Pastor Sam mentioned that it is VUCA. It is volatile. The word is VUCA. It is volatile, it is uncertain, it is complex, it is ambiguous. So it's a challenging word. Now, after that, from VUCA, we move into the fourth industrial revolution. From fourth industrial revolution, you move into pandemic. And now, what's the war? So it is very, very, very challenging. So how can you now reposition for quantum leap? These are the tools that you will need. And I want you to take a picture of this. Rethink is at the top. On the right hand is retool. On the left hand is refresh. And when you are able to master those 3 R's, you now reposition. Are we together? Okay. Now, notice you will need to do some work to be able to reposition yourself. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to break down internal barriers. You have to be vulnerable. You have to leave the ego at the door and be ready to be accountable. We are talking about reposition. So let's start from rethink. What does rethink means? It is to consider or assess something, especially a course of action, especially in order to change it. So rethinking is crucial to having a direction and maintaining a sense of purpose. It is through rethinking that can identify what work, what hasn't worked, what needs to change. When you rethink, you make room for new possibilities. So what do you need to rethink? Your career. We're focusing on career. Where am I? Your finances, your association, your horizon, and your adaptability to an ever-changing world. What happens if you don't rethink? It's about taking stock. Frustration can set in, career fatigue, financial starvation, you lose relevance, and business can do what? Fizzle out. Ikigai. This is a Japanese concept, and it talks about the reason for living, your purpose. When I talk to a lot of colleagues, and I said, what is your purpose? How can you turn your passion to profit? You can use these concepts. So where you are now, what are you passionate about? What do you love to do? What is your vocation? What the world needs? When if you can marry everything together, then you can find purpose. So I love developing people. What will people pay for? So it's about marrying everything. We're still in rethinking. We've not gotten to repositioning. I want you to reflect on some of these things. I'll take about 2 minutes to reflect on it. Where was I when I started out? Am I still on the right track or have I deviated? I want you to reflect on some of these things. And what do you think? You can put them in the charts. What do you think? So after rethinking, after reflecting, you now decide, what do I want to do? So we know it's a VUCA world. You want to be relevant. You want to reposition. Then when you are clear about that, because clarity precedes mastery. Clarification precedes positioning. How do you want to position yourself? So a few years ago, I started out on a journey of repositioning. And one of the things I did, I wrote a book to be able to reposition myself. After you are now clear about what you want to do, you can do either of two things, and you can do them simultaneously. Refresh. Refresh means to give new strength or energy to something, to reinvigorate. And retool means to equip yourself with a new tool. So if you are into human resources, refresh can be to go and get more certification in human resources, or go for your master's, or go for your PhD. So you put more energy into what you do. Retooling is to equip yourself with a new or adapted tools. So it's different. You learn something that you can add to. If you notice, in fact, you can call it career portfolio or multiple streams of income. So you develop some things by the side to complement your career. Can everybody see this? In the last 1 year, these are some of the certifications I've done. And I want you to look at it. So my master's is in HR, I'm into leadership. Which one of these 5 certificates or some of the courses I've done in the last maybe 2 years, can you put them in the right place? Or which one of them will be retool or refresh? So that you can understand this concept. You can do the two together, and you can do it at once. So it's about thinking it through. I want you to put your comments in the charts. Can you see it? Okay, I can explain. I will start it one by one. Last year, I went for an executive coaching at Cambridge University. Will that certificate be a retool or refresh? If you can put it in the chart. Oh, oh, fantastic. Oh, guys, very intelligent. Refresh. Okay. We are going to take a vote. Okay. So refresh. You too. My master's is in HR. I do coaching. I do training. So I want you to look at it again. Oh, you see? Okay. Okay. Oh, so you can see the certificates. Can you see it? I thought so. I don't need to read it. So yes, certificate in mental health is refresh. Okay. Mental health champion, refresh. Okay, you can say that because I'm a mental health champion. So I went for the certificate. Okay, fine. MSc in HR is refresh. Thank you, Abike. What about that first aid certificates? Certification in first aid. Retool. Thank you, Terry. Terry seems to be getting, you see, okay. Thank you. First aid, retool. Okay, thank you. Certificates in mental health. Okay, refresh, that's fine. What certificates from Cambridge University, retool or refresh? Mary, which one? Which one? Okay. Now there is one under certificate in ILM diploma. It's not MSc, it's ILM coaching retool. In fact, Obeng, I've just said it. Certificates that are related to my previous studies is refreshed, while those that are not are retool. That's exactly what I'm trying to explain to you. But you can see that they complement one another. You see the kind of career, the way I am strategically branding myself or positioning myself. I want you, if there's one thing I want you to take away from this session, it is understanding the difference between retooling and refreshing. So thank you. I think you understand the idea. You can develop them, you can do them simultaneously. So when you've now done those things, so you have them in your portfolio, you've developed them, that is when you now want to reposition. Are we still together? Are you enjoying it? Tell me whether you are enjoying it. Let me see it. Let me see it in the charts. Okay, you are. Thank you. Okay, you're enjoying on point. Fantastic. Okay, let's keep on. You are going to enjoy the remaining because it's going to be fun. Okay, this is the landscape. Pastor Adeyemi has spoken a lot on it. The job that is going, and my colleague will be talking about it. So reskilling, they said 50% of them, all employees will need reskilling by 2025. But which organization will pay for it? That's the reason why I want you to own all of this yourself. Tools, these are some of the tools that you already have and tools that you can acquire. You have time, you have talent, you have tactics, you have treasure. You can acquire technology, industry gadgets, or some of those things. To be able to do this, you have to change your mindset, develop the right mindset. Pastor, our father in the Lord, made a remark because I took note when he was speaking. He referenced the book, Who Moved My Cheese? And it's about change. How do you see the world? That we see the world the way we are, not the way they are. So you need the right mindset, the right skill set, and the right tool set. If you don't have telephone, for example, now you will struggle to be able to do so many things. Okay, we are now coming into repositioning. So you have all of that. Repositioning means to place in a different position. So you are known like this. So all those certificates that I acquire, I want to now brand myself. I want to reposition myself. I don't want to be known as an artist manager or just HR person. I want to be known as a key person of influence, a coach, a leader. So what do I need to do? No one lies. No one lies a candle and puts it under a bushel. So it's about creating awareness for yourself, letting people know that you are now a different person. Any humility that keeps you in obscurity is not a good humility. You have to create awareness. So why do you have to reposition? Purpose. It will increase your visibility. There will be top of the mind awareness, and it will increase your results. Because when you do those things, you'll be known differently. How do you reposition myself? Change markets, change platform, engage market segmentation. Who are my target audience? So I want to speak to professionals. That's the reason why I'm speaking at this conference. How do you do that? You take action. You have to do something, break out of your comfort zone, invest in strategic visibility. Strategic visibility is that you are, how do I describe it? I may likely pay money to go to a particular function because of the kind of people I would meet there. Build your narrative, leverage social media, tell your story, celebrate your success, and take care of your health. There are so many ways that you can use to reposition yourself. Social media is number one. Your LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile must be top-notch. Increase your visibility. You can write a book, look for a mentor, speak at live or virtual events. I have shared with you so many things that you can do. You remember we started from rethinking, retooling. Now, I know some of you will be saying, oh, Dio, I don't have money to do all those courses that you do and all of that. I want to share with you what you can do now, where you are. They said the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, but the next best time is now. So to advance in your career, you must master the act of strategic brand positioning. Strategic positioning. And you can start that now. Okay. These are some of the ways that you can strategically position yourself within your organization and techniques to become promotional material. Volunteer for high-profile assignment or a project. You can start that now. Deliver projects on time to budget and require quality. Network with your colleagues and managers. End of the year party, get together. Offer to deliver presentations both in-house and externally. Write articles for your in-house newsletter, Yama or blog. Offer to become a mentor, look for a mentor. Come up with ideas to save money. Attend social events strategically, shadow staff in other departments. Out of these, I want you to put it in the charts. Which one can you start now? Let me see the charts. Which one can you realistically start now or next week? Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Attend social events, networking, project delivery. Come up with others that save money, deliver present. So you can see that I've introduced you to what you can do that is long term. But we are now looking at volunteering. Volunteering is one of the best ways that you can use to reposition yourself. Networking, but make sure you network with the right people. Okay. I have shared with you what you can do to position yourself within your organization. Okay. Thank you. Let's look at some of the things that you can do to position yourself outside your organization. Remember, we're still talking about repositioning so that when you leave today, you will learn something that you can do. Okay. These are how you can position yourself outside your organization. You can volunteer to be a guest speaker at networking groups or conferences, run training based on your expertise, skills, and passion. Find a mentor outside of your organization who is seen to be strong in the area you want to become famous for. Become a board member of either a charitable organization. You can join your professional association and take up a committee role. I know that, Dr. Ayo, you have some colleagues who are supporting you on this. It can be something like that. We have speakers at this conference. We have moderators. It is called strategic side gig. You can write this down, strategic side gig. You're doing something that can complement your career. When you speak at events, ask for testimonials. Okay. Now, what have you learned so far? What are the key things you take away from this session? Because I'm concluding. I want you to put it in the charts. Your key takeaway. Leverage what you have. Everybody has got something. Like I said, that you all endowed with the seeds of greatness. If you have telephone, if you're on social media, you can leverage it to reposition yourself. Yes. Now is the time to take action. You're right. Yes, you have to build. It is important. You have to build your presence online and offline. So you see, for those who have been speaking, request for testimonials. Oh, I am happy that you're learning something. And you now use that testimonial as leverage. Another thing you can do, if you work in an organization, let me share this with you. I read it from a book. Look at this. So you can stand out, connect personally, articulate your point of view clearly, communicate confidently, build trust, provide direct feedback, take ownership, recognizes, coaches and recognizes. So you can cleverly stand out from the crowd. There's something, like I said earlier on. Let me see. Yes. You can write a book. I will show you. Okay, I think you can keep it coming, keep it coming. Okay, so start with what, start with what you have. Let me stop sharing. When I look at the story of human beings, sometimes we are overwhelmed. We go to these conferences. We ask ourselves, oh, it's because you live in UK. I'll tell you something to inspire you. After I read that book, Who Moved My Cheese, I wrote this book. Can you see it? Can you see it? Very, very small. 4 indispensable strategies for success. 83 pages. I wrote it for my 40th birthday in 2000. Yeah, I'm 50. I'll be 57 my next birthday. Now, look at my new book, my latest book. It took me 8 years to write it. But you have to start from somewhere. And this is over 200 pages. So you don't have to start. You don't need, anybody can start from anywhere. Look at yourself, what can I do today that will advance my life? What do you do your first 1 hour when you wake up. So I do what is called savers. I start with spirituality, followed by affirmation, then visualization. I go for exercise. I read, and I write. Any question before I say my final words? Because I've been asked to take some questions. Yes, let me even give you the beauty of it. I wrote a book, You Got the Power. It's on Okada. It's on Okada book. It is free. You can download it there. Okay, can we get a copy of my slides? You want me to repeat saver? Okay, I will repeat it. I will explain it the way it works. Oh, saver, spirituality, affirmation, visualization, exercise, read, and okay. Oh, yeah. Savers. I will talk about savers because your morning determines your day. It is what you do on a daily basis. You have to craft it. Then another of my book is on Okada. It's about 2,000 naira. But this leadership book can be expensive. If you want a copy of my slides, this is a very good comprehensive slide. You can see it's very, very comprehensive. Talk to the organizers, and with a small amount, you can get it. And if I ask you, how much will you be willing to pay to get my slides? To give to the organizer to invest. And you will not only get my slides, I will also give you the e-copy of 2 of my books. How does that sound? So when I wake up in the morning, I start with my spirituality. Spirituality is when I pray, when I meditate, when I do mindfulness. And I use this a lot these days. And if you have the latest iPhone, they have all kind of music and they update it regularly. So you don't need to even do a lot of spirituality, everything. Then I move into affirmation, where I say positive things to myself. I am endowed with the sense of greatness. I got the power. Then if I'm speaking like today, I visualize my day. How is it going to be like? If you live in a safe environment, you can go for a long walk. So I make sure that I do 10,000 steps in the morning. I go for a long walk, 90 minutes or 1 hour. So that's what I used to do for exercise, or I can exercise at home. After that, I read. Now you can do the same thing, read books while I am on the road. There are so many books that you can do while reading. Then the last one is, it is very, very important, journaling. Write something every day. It can be your thoughts, it can be what you want to do that day. And the phone, when I look at what phone can do now, you can record your thought on the phone and it will convert it. So there are just so many things that you can do, and that's what I do. When I finish my savers, and I read another book, it's called Eat That Frog First. I look at the first 3 hours. What is the most important thing I want to achieve that day, that first 3 hours? I put my head down. I go into zone and I achieve that. After lunch, 12 to 3 and 3 to 6. And in the evening, I do the 3 M's. Music, movement, meditation. That's another 3 M in the evening. So the day is planned out. I listen to nice music. I have a kind of music that I listen to when I do something good. So I will listen to something like It's a Beautiful Day by U2, Coldplay. Then when I finish, I listen to A Star in the Sky by Coldplay. So I have some things that I use to support myself. Any question? Guys, I want you to know something. I want you to know something, that you got the power to be successful in life, that you got the power to reposition yourself because you are a unique creature. You have a unique skill. You have a unique talent. You have a unique capability. You have a unique voice print. You have a unique history. And never in the history of this world has somebody like you been created. You have a unique destiny that only you can fulfill. You have a unique DNA, and it is even said that your DNA carries the wisdom of previous generations. And above all, you are endowed with the seeds of greatness. Thank you for listening. Enjoy the day.
Wow, 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 wow. That was an awesome session. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I hope not just me alone, every other person is excited. And I believe they have learned a lot from what you have said. Just as you were asking them about some questions, I believe maybe they were carried away with your explanation, so they don't want to interrupt you. Yeah. That is why they just kept quiet.
I can take about 2-3 questions.
Yes, we are going to take questions now. Anybody that have, you can indicate by putting up your hand, or you can also unmute, ask us to unmute you, then you can ask your questions so that Dr. Dio will attend to it.
Thank you. Okay, on positioning, what will you advise undergraduates like me studying insurance and planning for? Okay. How many hours do you do for savers in the morning? It's 90 minutes. And you don't need to go out. So you can do everything in 90 minutes. You can spread it. You can spread it. You can do 10 minutes. I know we Nigerians, we like to do worship and praise for 1 hour. We like to pray for 1 hour. I don't have any problem with that. But what I'm saying is that to be able to do those things, you can't afford to do praise and worship for 2 hours. Maybe you can do it in 10 minutes, and you can even spread your praise and worship. Okay. How can one start when all odds are against you, like age, responsibility, finance, and education? When I first came to UK, everything was stacked against me. It was one of the lowest moments of my life. I don't have papers to work. I have responsibility. But there is something that is very, very important: vision. Make sure that you never die without your vision. Do whatever you can on a daily basis. You have to do something. So I went back to university. I started from the scratch. I took student loan. It took me 15 years to pay off that student loan. And when you look at people, you look at the story of human beings, it's always so many people have made it when all the odds are stuck against them. Okay, I hope I've answered that question. How many minutes do I have before the next speaker comes in?
Yeah, I don't know if you answered the first question on positioning.
Because there's so many questions, and I want to see the most important one, or if you can pick how many minutes do I have, because I have allocated time. And I know I can see there is a lot of questions. Vision, that's great. Okay, I've answered that one clearly. And that will answer a lot of the questions. How many, Mr. Moderator, how many minutes do I have?
You have up to 5 minutes before the next speaker comes in.
Okay, I want to do something. Guys, I am going to stay. If you have any question, inbox me, and I can private chat you. But I'm going to pick 3 of the most important that are quite challenging, and I'll answer that. How can one start when I've answered that one? Ben, I think I've answered that one. Yes. What will you advise an undergraduate like me studying insurance and planning for internship? Just start from wherever you are. You must be very, very clear about what you want. If possible, have what you want to achieve. So if I am to be an undergraduate, there is social media. You can be writing something on insurance. You know, the cut and paste, just a nice article. Just write it. There was a guy on LinkedIn. The guy wanted to meet Tony Elumelu, and he put it there and he met Tony Elumelu. I have one of my sons who is with us this morning. He attended a session and he became my son through that session. And I said one thing, there's one thing I want to leave you guys with. You must be hungry. When you are hungry for success, that I have to make it in the right way. So many things will conspire to make sure that you are fine. I think, how many hours do I do for savers? I've answered that. Oh, I'm happy that I've been able to answer most of your questions. Good to be here. On publishing, there's one on publishing. Okay. So I want to ask the last question, and you can put it there. What are the 3 things that you take away from my session? 3 things, put them in the chat. Your 3 key takeaways. I'm going to use that. My 3 key takeaways, what are they? And if you have any other question, inbox me directly and I will try and answer it. In terms of I've changed my mind. If you want a copy of these slides, send an email to the organizers that you are really, really hungry for it, and they will make it available to you. How does that sound? But you have to send email to them and they will make it available. So what are your key 3 takeaways from this session? I only have 2 minutes. I have to finish in 2 minutes. What are your 3 key takeaways from my session? I'm finishing in 1 minute. So, guys, thank you very much for your time. I've had so much time, and I look forward to seeing you and listening to other speakers. And to Dr. Ayo, I call him Dr. AA. Thank you for this initiative. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you much, boss. Thank you so very much. God bless you. Thank you. We are grateful. Terry, it's over to you.
The first time I listened to Dr. Dio was Career Summit. I was like, who is this gentleman? It blew me off my feet. And that was the first time I heard about savers. And since that day, Dr. Dio has become a friend, a mentor, an inspirer, and it's become somebody that is very, very dear to my heart. It's an opportunity to listen to you again, once again. And you can see, I was just relaxing. I was like, hey, another one again today. But so awesome, sir. Listen to you. I'm so blessed and so inspired again today. And I love your slides.
Okay, thank you.
I love the slides. The slides is very, 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 it's an amazing. Thank you so much. I think we're going to have, so we see a lot of the comments coming in. I know Dr. Dow will be reading those comments on the 3 things, all right? But let me just pick 3 before we go on break. Priscilla Joseph said, be proactive, stand out, position yourself strategically. So many Obentes. These Obentes have not changed, but let me read what is there. You are not excusable. You need to be determined and intentional about your life. Trust God. And then the 3rd one I'm going to read is so many coming in. Sacrifice, doggedness, determination. Create yourself visibility. Be hungry for success. Have a vision. So what I encourage us is to not just say these things. I know after today, sometimes we have all these things coming. We attend a section. and then we'll go into the world, and then a lot of things hit us, and we don't remember anything. So what I encourage us is to put some of these things we've heard today into practice. It is in the actions that the results show. Thank you so much, everyone who's been a part. Please stay back. We're going to go on break for a few minutes, and then we'll be back again to continue the section.
Made it high enough to notice I'm getting closer, stronger than I've ever been. I believe that I'm unstoppable. I believe I've only just begun. I will conquer, I will fly, reach my peak, I will. And there's nothing that can ever bring me down.
All right, we're back again on the Career Summit 4.0. The first section was simply amazing. It's section taken by Dr. Dyer and sharing on repositioning. I believe that section was simply amazing and very inspiring. So we're going to go right on into the next session for today. And our next speaker is already ready. Is ready. I think she's in the room. I saw her. So, okay, I think I've seen her already. She's already in, and we're going to go straight right on into this section. Like I said initially, get your notepad and your paper very handy, all right, and take notes. You don't want to leave this section without something to read through again and again, action points, things you want to do through over and again. So please ensure that you do that while we get in on next section. So our next section is going to be taken by Mrs. Taiwo Dayo Abaton. All right, Mrs. Taiwo Dayo Abaton. And I'm just quickly going to read our profile before she comes in. Just a minute, please. Just a minute. I'm going to do that quickly. Just a minute. Okay. All right. Just a minute. Okay. So we call her TDA. Taiwo Dayo Abaton is a HR specialist and currently the group head Human Capital and Corporate Services at Primera African Finance Group, where she leads the team in strategic planning, organizational leadership, change management, process automation, and provides thought partnership in driving the human capital agenda of the group. Just a minute. With almost 25 years work experience with over 18 years in core human resource management, she has over the years developed competencies in performance management, people and cultural transformation, learning and development, manpower planning, recruitment and selection, organizational development and employee relations, and her career spans different sectors in the Nigerian economy. She's adept in conducting various training sections for enhancing performance and a strong passion for people and cultural transformation. Before she joined Primera Africa, she worked at Motion Benefits in Assurance PLC as group head HR and admin, where she handled HR activities in 4 subsidiaries of the organization across Nigeria and the West African coast with a workforce of over 4,000. She's also led and assisted with the implementation of human resource initiatives across the organization. Taiwo also had a 6-year stint as head human resource of Total Health Trust Limited, a member of Liberty South Africa, where she was very instrumental in driving the strategy for people and cultural change the company tried to achieve during the transformation from an own management enterprise into a fully corporatized entity after the 100% takeoff by Liberty. An alumnus of the London Academy Business School as well as the Olushola Lanre Coaching Academy. Taiwo attended the University of Ado-Ekiti, where she studied economics, and graduated with a second-class upper degree. She then proceeded to the Federal University of Technology, Akure, where she bagged her MBA, majoring in management. Taiwo is a trained life coach, mentor, and career counselor. She's a member of several professional bodies, amongst which are the Chartered Institute of Personal Management, CIPM, International Coaching Federation, Nigeria, Association of Professional Facilitators and Trainers in Africa, AFTIA, the Nigeria Institute of Management, Nigeria Institute of Training and Development, NITED, the Institute of Professional Managers and Administrators, IPMA. She's a certified senior professional in human resource, international SPHRI, as well as a trained adult learning experience professional. A goal setter, Taiwo led a team to win the CIPM HR Best Practice Award as runner-up in 2014 and winner in 2017 for the health sector of the Nigerian economy. As a trainer, Taiwo sits on the faculty of some consulting firms, amongst which are Best Consulting Limited, Rome Business School, Bedford Consulting, and Vantage Consulting, California, where she also sits as a member of the advisory board of their certification arm. In addition to this, she sits on the advisory council of Association of Professional Facilitators and Trainers in Africa and the board of trustees of the Power Women Network. As a way of giving back to HR professional and fulfilling a passion, which is impacting and improving professionals, Taiwo is the founder and host of Taiwo's Coffee Chat, a capacity building platform for HR professionals, and hosts this free attendance event, which is already in its 7th edition, regularly, as well as the HR Foundry, a learning platform for building and raising exceptional HR professionals with over 500 members. She also recently started a mentoring platform called Premium Mentoring Program with TDA, where she mentors young female professionals. She's the author of the book, Climbing the Career Ladder for Success, a must-read book for every young professional. In recent times, Taiwo has been recipient of several awards, which are 2019 Top Female Nigerian Influencers on LinkedIn by Sales Rubri, 2019 Revenue Leadership Award, Premium Content Creator by Sales Ruby, 2020 African Leader LinkedIn Influencer Award, HR Recruiter category, Tech Times Africa, 2020 Top 250 HR Influencers in the World by Social Nicole, 2020 HR Thought Leadership Award by Sales Ruby, 2021 African Women Industrialization Award, 2021 30 Leading Women in Africa, Woden by Woden HCD, 2021 Top 100 Career Women in Africa by 95 Chick, 2021 100 Power Women in Africa by Power Women Network, and of course, 2022 122 Top CHRO in the world by People Hall. A dedicated, focused, and goal-oriented individual with excellent interpersonal skills, she has imbibed teamwork as a philosophy, and these guides her in her career. Taiwo is happily married and blessed with lovely children. With a very resounding and amazing reception, I will welcome our next speaker to the Career Summit 4.0, Taiwo Abaton. Taiwo Abaton.
Thank you so much, Terry, for the introduction. I really appreciate it. Let me start by appreciating Dr. Ayo Adeyemi for this opportunity. We've come way back. Yes, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0. It just shows focus, it just shows vision, it just shows that it shows tenacity and your passion also in developing the younger generation. Well done. I want to appreciate my mentor, Dr. Dayo Lomu, is on the call. I've been riding on the shoulders of giants, and also we had Reverend Samadiyemi come before him, also a giant that I've had to have a ride on his shoulders. I really appreciate this opportunity, and thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will share my deck quickly, and then we go into our conversation. I'll just use maybe like 30, 35 minutes to share my thoughts, and then have some time to take questions. I want to believe you can see my deck. Today, I'll be talking on staying relevant in the now, staying relevant in the now. And when we say now, we're talking about the now of work. So how do we stay relevant in the now? When we say now, what do we mean? When we say relevant, what does it call for? It's a call to attention. We've heard all what we need to know. Do this, do that, do this, do that. But I want to stir up our minds this evening using data and using some pictures to elicit that paradigm shift. Ask yourself this question. I've gone for several career talks. I've gone for several career summits. What has changed in me? What has changed? Many of us are still where we are, and we're asking ourselves, what should we have done better? What do I need to do now? So it's a call to action. My presentation is a call to action to say that it's time to move. It's time to move. The world is moving at a very rapid rate. Things are moving so fast now that to stay relevant, there are some things that you need to do. So I'm going to be using pictures and data to elicit us to move. Type in the chat room, I need to move, I need to move. I need to make that change now. And I'll start my presentation, just my table of contents. We're speaking to introduction. I'll give a background. And then what are the changing dynamics? What has changed in our world? And then I'll use data to support what I'm trying to pass across to us, which is staying relevant in the now of work. And then we'll ask ourselves that question, what next must I do? What next must I do? And then we'll conclude. So basically that. So we're having a conversation. I want it to be as I want us to be connected as much as possible. Let's make the chat room as active as possible. Feel free to share your thoughts while I also share mine in the next 30-35 minutes. So our new reality, this is our new reality. And we know that before the pandemic and the various disruptions, we've experienced that since early 2020, 2021, we had the highest impact of the pandemic. There have been disruptions that we've experienced, and many things are changing. Even before the pandemic, so many things were already changing. The way we live, the way we work, and the way we access services. Now, the pandemic didn't change much. It only just accelerated the anticipated changes that we're already experiencing in our world. It only accelerated them faster than they were supposed to come, and it brought them sooner to us rather than later. Now, I'm going to pick a saying from Abraham Lincoln. He says, I would prepare, and someday my chance will come. Now, one of the fastest way to fail is not to prepare. So tell yourself today, I'm going to prepare. Even if that bright future is not clear, I'm going to prepare. Even if what the next day still seems bleak, I'm going to prepare. Because someday my chance will come. Yes, that chance will come. We have that saying that says that opportunity comes when success comes, when opportunity meets preparation. Now, the bitter truth is many people still aren't prepared. Yes, we could be hopeful, we could pray, we could do all sorts, but ask yourself, are you prepared for that change? That change is already happening around us now, and that is our new reality. We've heard this over and over again. It's a VUCA world. It has even become a cliche. We say everywhere the world is volatile. There's so much uncertainty out there. It's a complex environment that we operate in, even for businesses, even for students, even for we that were in the 9 to 5. And there's so much ambiguity. We are not sure of tomorrow. Today you wake up and you hear that fuel is already at what price? We started the year with diesel at 300. As of today, diesel is about 670. So there's so much ambiguity. But at the same time, the question is, what must I do to still stay relevant? What must I do to still stay relevant? Now, they added another letter to the VUCA, and they said it's called disruption. Another D added to VUCA. So we're even still battling with VUCA, and then disruption was added to it. Now, many of us are living in fear, and I want us from today to stop to live in fear. You just need to prepare. Now, if you're also in that illusion or that bubble that we're going back to pre-COVID days, it's a fallacy. It's now for us to adjust and adapt, mind my words, adjust and adapt to our new normal, which is our new reality. Now, there's disruption. Yes, COVID came. It was a kind of disruption that came to our world. Beyond the volatility and the ambiguity and the complexity that were already, I would call, institutionalized. COVID came as a disruption. We had coronavirus. We had several variants of coronavirus. Some saying one is deadlier than the other, and all sorts. There were forms of disruptions that came into our lives. Now, for us in Nigeria, in our climate, we had the NSARS. It was a major, major disruption. Some businesses still today have not recovered. Even families were impacted, lives were lost. Some lost all their savings, and that was a form of a disruption. Now, even beyond all that, beyond the negativity around disruption, there was an influx of technology. Technology was like, it came to the forefront that we can't do anything now without tech. Companies are morphing from brick and mortar and moving to mobile apps, sharpening their online presence and online platforms. Now we can even shop from anywhere around the world. These were things that were not so much in tune with us a few years back. Now, I can't even remember when last I went into the market, because everything I shop online. So shopping is even going beyond brick and mortar now. And then so much of our world have been hinged on technology. Now, what has come into our environment? So much kidnapping, we hear stories every day. These are disruptions. So you hear people say you can't even come out of your house at 5 a.m. to say you're going to work. But despite all this, the question that should resonate in our hearts is, how do I still stay relevant? How do I still, this is our reality. Now, that's the work going on in Ukraine. Yeah, it's a disruption. And so many things are happening. A country woke up one day and there was shelling of bombs all over the whole place. Imagine the disruption. And we thought it was Ukraine, but it's having a cyclical effect on us now. Russia is a major producer of crude oil. So we can imagine the impact of that disruption. Students that were in school in Ukraine having to come back. Some have lost the tuition fee paid for 4 years, and they will have to come back and to restart their lives again. That is the kind of things happening to us in our world. And also, finally, to say that one of the major disruptions is that the world has now become borderless. The world has become borderless. So you could, so many things are happening, so much people are migrating. You could connect to any part of the world from a space in your room and all that. The world has become borderless. So these are the disruptions that have happened to us in our lives. Still asking ourselves the same question: how and what must I do to stay relevant in the now of work? Now we're moving on. I'll begin to share some data with us just to elicit that paradigm shift. That's my goal. Just to say you need to do beyond what you're doing now to stay relevant. How much has the labor market changed? And I'll be sharing some data with us. Now, the figure we have here is saying that there's a decline in labor force participant rates now in the world. There's a decline. And the only thriving market that we have now in terms of labor is Africa. So that's a plus for us to say, how do I play in this scheme of things? There's so much talent in Africa that people are migrating out of Africa to other climes for better job opportunities. So what is happening to you as a person? What is happening? It's a major. It's a major in terms of data, what is happening in our lives now. Now, the labor force is already on a decline, but there's a major focus on Africa. So I'll be highlighting 3 issues in this forum, and they include the impact the pandemic has had on the labor market over the past year, an analysis of whether these trends are likely to be temporary or permanent, and also how do employees and potential candidates, how we must position ourselves so as to remain relevant and be better prepared for the now. And for now, I'm talking about the now of work. Still using some data again, I'm going to show us some dynamics. I want to show some data showing the changes in the place of work. Now, 32% of organizations are replacing full-time employees with contingent workers as a cost-saving measure. What am I saying? Companies are beginning to focus on the major areas of business And so the kind of job vacancies you will be seeing may be vacancies that are short-term, which for most of us, we need to have a paradigm shift to say, when you get an offer that is saying it's a 1 year of fixed-term employment, nothing stops you from taking. Those are the kind of things we're going to be seeing now. There's an increase in remote working. And then according to Gartner poll, 48% of employees would likely work remotely, at least part of the time after COVID-19, versus 30% that were working remotely before the pandemic. Another analysis shows that 16% of employers are using technology most recently. So for those of you that are in 9 to 5, I would think we can circumvent the process. Your employers are beginning to deploy technology to monitor employee performance. So they're tracking your clocking in, your clocking out. They're tracking where you're logging to your system or not. That they're monitoring your emails and also monitoring your communication. That is what is happening now in the now of work. So even though you're working remotely, your employer is still on top of their game and they're monitoring you. These are things that are happening in the place of work. I'm still showing more data. The number of employees working remotely is on the rise now. So even for those of us that are recruiters, we see even kind of saying us, I want to work remotely. So ask yourself, am I prepared to work remotely? Can I self-manage myself? What are my values? Am I trustworthy? Because the kinds of jobs that are available out there, this is what it's speaking to, remote work. More companies today are even offering work from home options to employees. So how prepared are you to latch on to those opportunities that are available now? We have people who are working here in Nigeria, who live here in Nigeria, working for organizations and multinationals and corporates in other climes, and they're working 100% remotely. It starts from the place of your values. So what's your value system looking like? What's your moral compass looking like for you to be able to latch onto these opportunities? And another data I'm going to show is that there's a change in the remote working skill. So some companies are doing office-based, yes, on-site, full-time. Some offices have office-based with work from home options. That's a hybrid. That's what I currently run in my organization. Some are 100%, they work in teams and in one time zone, so they don't see themselves. There's no brick and mortar office. And then some are working remotely in different time zones. So ask yourself, how do you communicate in those kind of instances? Many of us will still be saying good morning, good afternoon, with the mindset that everyone is in your own time zone. How prepared are you to be able to communicate well in an environment where we have different time zones and you're working in a team? And then some are even distributed teams that are nomads. So today, Taiwan is in Nigeria, tomorrow she's in Liberia. 2 days away, she's in Australia. We have people who are doing those kinds of jobs. And that's what's happening in terms of the remote working skill in the now of work. I'm trying to trigger a paradigm shift in the way we begin to look at things. These are technology enablers. We call them technology collaborators. This is what is happening in terms of communication network in the now of work. Telephone services, audio conferencing, voice messages, video conferences. We have web applications. We have Webinar Ninja. We have Zoom. We have Microsoft Teams. How skilled are you to be able to use this? We have instant messaging. We have Calendly. People are collaborating all around this. This is what is happening in the now of work. And ask yourself, that device in your hand, how have you leveraged on the opportunities on the device in your hand? This is how communication is happening now in the now of work. Ask yourself, how relevant or how in tune with this am I? We see people going for interviews and then we're asking them, connect to your audio, press this on your laptop, do this on your phone. And then they mess up the interview. Interviews are done most times virtually now. And so how prepared are you with this? How prepared are you? You saw DDO come up just before me. He was ready. He was ready. He's my mentor, and he was sharing some of the devices that he has all around him there. The option A, the option B, the option C, to say if anything goes wrong, I'm good to go. So how prepared are we to connect to the now of work in terms of communication? I'm still going somewhere, and I'm almost rounding up. 2 out of every 3 companies would adopt a BYOD. And that was as far as 2017. BYOD is bring your own device. So we have companies now who have changed their mindset in terms of, oh, you must come to work, you must use our own device. They're buying laptops, iPads, iPhones for their people. And they're even saying, bring your own device. We'll put our app, we'll put our solutions on your phone to get your job done. I remember pre-COVID, people who had their personal devices would say, no, you can't, I can't use my device for the company. No, I can't. Over 60% of enterprises are allowing or tolerating their employees to use their personal devices to access enterprise data. So you're asking yourself, how ready am I to make some sacrifices to get into what I want to do? There's also an integrating of social technologies that is resulting in 5 times more likely to deliver social businesses via mobile, 6 times more likely to use social media analytics. And we're talking about the algorithms. So your information online, companies and businesses are leveraging on it. What are you regularly buying? On what platforms are you shopping? What's your spending like? And they're able to curate products and services to meet that. 7 times more likely to use social business in the cloud. What am I saying? How strong are your tech skills? How strong are your tech skills? Technology has taken over most of the operational roles in organizations. So you need to begin to acquire skills that will still make you relevant. I love the 5 R's that DDO shared. Retooling, upskilling. How ready are you for the now of work? Now, the will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that would unlock the door to your own personal excellence, not mine, your own personal excellence. And that's according to Confucius. So how strong is your will? So I hear people say, I want to change my job. How long have you been there? I've been there for 9 months. I don't just feel that place again. I'm not really too happy there again. So how strong is your will to win? How resilient are you when it comes to challenges? How do you take difficult situations? How do you manage feedback? How strong is that urge to reach your full potentials? Those are the keys to unlock. It's not about anybody picking your CV or sharing it there or giving you an opportunity. It starts with you. And that's according to Confucius. I'm almost rounding up. I'll talk about personal development. And this is the key. I've shared data with you to give you an idea of what's happening out there. Personal development, and what's the definition? It's basically saying it consists of activities that develops a person's capabilities and potentials, builds human capital, facilitates your own employability, and enhance your quality of life and the realization of your dreams and your aspirations. So ask yourself, personal development. Am I facilitating my own employability? What are things I'm doing? How am I enhancing the quality of my life to ensure that I'm able to realize my dreams and my aspirations? That is the bedrock of personal development. Every one of us must have a PDP. I have my own personal development plan written at the end of last year that I'm walking through for the year. So what's your PDP looking like? It's a documented plan that outlines your goals and your aspirations, your action plans that ensure the fulfillment of such goals. So every one of us is going to go back today and go and document your own PDP. Some call it IDP, some call it PDP. What is your personal development plan? In trying and difficult times, a PDP can be useful in providing clarity. It could help you to be strengthened when you have a bit of confusion. When you need some clarity, your PDP will put you on track and it keeps you stable. So you're not here and there. Some people will say today, I want to be in fintech. Tomorrow, I want to be in banking. Oh, I love customer service and stuff like that. Your PDP will keep you on course. So what next? What next? So I've shared some data. I've said that we need to get your own personal development plan. What next must I do? That's a question. What next must you do? And I would just say, upskill, upskill, upskill. Improve your communication. Improve the way you communicate. Upskill yourself. Position yourself well. Have your personal development plan. Network where you're supposed to network. Make the right relationships and collaborate. Now, these are the top 10 skills of the now. Your analytical skills and innovation. Employers are looking for people who would help them to solve problems, not people who will add to their problem. So your analytical thinking and innovation, how innovative are you? Active learning and learning strategies. You need to be passionate about learning. There's so many, we said over and over again, so many learning platforms. You see webinars you don't attend, but we use our data to be on social media. Complex problem solving, so a top skill. Look at the word, complex problem solving. Why? Because the world of work now is project-based. Companies are into projects. So they want people that will come in with problem solving skills and use those, bring those skills to bear. Your critical thinking and analysis, your creativity, originality, and initiative, are top skills that you need. Leadership and social influence. This is the time, there's no better time than the world need leaders. And leadership is not positional, it's not by position, it's leadership is by influence. So how strong are you in terms of social influence? Have you learned and mastered self-leadership before you can lead others? Then technology. Can you use tech devices in monitoring and control? If you could design and programming, it's also a good skill relevant for the now. Above all, resilience, stress tolerance, and flexibility. Now, when I'm interviewing for a role, but I'm also asking some questions to say, peradventure, the company is going to morph. We want to evolve beyond what we do today based on our strategic objectives. Is this person flexible enough to fit into the future of our organization? So it's not about now. This is what the world requires now. We're saying, how flexible are you? How resilient are you? And I'm talking about resilient because the world out there now, we all know, is tough, really tough. Then your ideation skills, reasoning skills, and also problem solving. Your self-management skills cannot be overemphasized. Your integrity, honesty, communication, analytical skills. Are you a lifelong learner? Are you confident? Do you solve problems? How are your interpersonal skills, self-management skills, a requirement for the now? Now, finally, I'll talk about habits. Habits. What kind of habits? Your habits, are they self-promoting habits or self-limiting and damaging habits? What's a habit? A behavior that you do continually over time, minimum 7 days, and it has mastered you, has become a habit. So, and people will say you don't pray out habits. You replace a bad habit with a good habit. So ask yourself, what habits do I have? Are they supporting my purpose or they are defeating my purpose? Now begin to reinvent yourself and evolve out of those bad habits and imbibe new ones. So finally, there are opportunities abound out there. The future is so bright, the present is so bright, that I want everybody to have a positive mind. Some of us have even fought the first war of success is what you fight in your mind. Many of us already have a deficit attitude, and we say things like, oh, there are no jobs out there. Oh, I don't have what it takes to thrive out there. I want to challenge us this evening to say that opportunities abound, and people are seeing and making use of those opportunities. I've seen people leave their current jobs working with multinationals now. I see people in their houses and they are working remotely for organizations and they are earning foreign currency. So there are opportunities out there, and this is the time for us to latch on them and make good use of them. Thank you very much for this opportunity. I hope I'll be able to challenge our minds and on how to stay relevant in the now of work. And I wish every one of us all the very best. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so much, TDA, for that explosive section. Explosive. I was just sitting down on my seat, all right, and the seat was so hot because of so much that you've given us tonight, or this evening on how to stay relevant. I believe this is blend explosive. I can see the chat room is burning hot right now. All right. Chat room is burning hot right now. So much comments, so much excitement going on right now. I can see explosions there. All right. But more importantly, she said very critical concepts there. She said a lot of data to prove that we need to be very intentional about the next move. I think this is just like a step further from what Dr. Sam shared in the keynote address, all right, about the things that are happening right now, the disruptions, the war going on, and so many other things that is happening right now. I think I saw a video on social media shared by one Nollywood actress recently on Instagram, where she went to eat at a restaurant and then the robot was serving her food, all right? She started speaking in Yoruba, that look at it too, that robots are taking the place of people right now, taking the place of us right now, and all that. But I think from what Dr. Sam shared tonight, you should understand that, yes, robots can take that part of work, but the ideas part, which is just in sync with what TDA has shared about the skills of the now. The concept part, the ideas part, robots can take that. All right. So thank you so much for sharing. I took notes on those skills. I don't know if you did, but I took notes of that on those skills, and I'm going to work on them for my own self. As I want to believe that we also did that for ourselves. So thank you so much, a lot on the chat room. Richard says, Studio of Life, always on fire. Thank you so much. All right, so Ben then says, I can't get enough of you. Thank you so much in the chat room, So we're going to take questions right now. I believe with this, we should be having a lot of questions in the room. Okay, so please drop your questions, all right, so we can take them. She's ready right now to take our questions. She's ready to take our questions. So I'm looking at the chat room to see if there are questions. I know there's so much of explosions in the chat room, but please let's drop our questions so we can have answer some of those questions. If you have something burning you'd be willing to share, or something burning you've been willing to ask as regards your career on repositioning yourself, and so you can stay relevant into the future. The future is now, and it starts from everything you have to do today. Okay, so please share your questions so we can answer these questions moving forward. So I'm looking at the chat room. Do we have questions? Are we saying that TDA has done a good job? All right, she must have shared. She's done a very good job, right? But I think we should be having questions. We should have questions coming in on some areas, on clear areas, not about what she said, also based on your career, what you're doing, things that are peculiar to you, things you'll be willing to ask as regards moving your career to the next level so you can stay relevant. You can also ask some of those questions right now. So you can ask, you can share our own perspectives to helping you resolve that. Questions. Okay, so while that is coming up, let me just re-echo this. I believe maybe some of us, maybe sometimes, you know, when you're on the Zoom meeting, you have disruptions here and there, but I just want to share this because this is the crux of the whole concept she shared in our own presentation on the skills of the now. Skills of the now, she mentioned 10 of them. Analytical skills and innovation, analytical thinking and innovation, active learning and learning strategies, complex problem solving. I like that because right now there are a lot of problems. Organizations are going through a lot, right? You should be able to resolve, help them get solutions to those problems. You'll be relevant. Critical thinking and analysis, I guess you shared that. Creativity, Dr. Sam also shared that. Creativity, originality, and initiative. Leadership and social influence, critical. Dr. Dyer talked about that too, all right? And he has a book on that. You can get your book and read more about that. Tech, designs, and programming. That is so relevant. We all know right now there are a lot of areas you can learn on tech that you can use to actually become relevant and stay and then now. Tech use, monitoring and control, resilience, stress tolerance, and flexibility. That happens in recruitment. So, all right, and then reasoning skills. I didn't get the last part, but she mentioned reasoning skills and some others. So these are skills you need to develop alongside, all right, other things you do in your technical skills and other skills that you're using right now that can reposition you. And of course, learn something new. Dr. Sam, Dr. Dio also shared on repositioning. I talked about retooling and refreshing. All right, do you need to refresh or need to retool? You need to design that. Of course, if you want to retool, all right, these are skills you can retool with in addition to what you're doing. If you want to refresh, of course, depending on the areas that you are, you can also use some of these to actually retool or refresh yourself and reposition yourself. All right, I guess today your section has been overwhelming. Right? Been a blast. There are no questions for you. Someone says short but detailed, lively presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I can jump off now. I'm with my day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you so much, TJ. Thank you. Love you.
Thank you.
We are so grateful.
That's why I'm grateful for the opportunity.
For us every year. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, DDO.
Back to you, Dr. Ayo. Done.
All right.
Thank you. Fantastic presentation. Thank you.
Get me card better. 1,000.
That's a great one.
TDA, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Our faculty has been awesome today. Starting with Dr. Sam Adeyemi, Dr. Dayo, to Dr. TDA. We can't leave out doctor from that thing now. The first women of the shot. I want to say a big thank you to everyone for that impactful session. So much taking, and I can assure you that we will continue to build up on this. And the tomorrow's session will also be very fantastic. Thank you, Terry, for good moderation and coordination. It's been awesome. Please, you can keep the question coming. You can send us mail. You can engage us. We are willing for any question that are unable to be answered during the session. We can always push it to the faculty member, and they can get back to you. So tomorrow will be another fantastic moment.
Who else will I meet? Somebody. I'm always.
Please others. Let them know that the session continues tomorrow. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. We're having faculty, having Omazura from Luxembourg, and then we're going to have Yemi Faseon, and then when he will, it promises to be another explosive session. Please don't miss it, and ensure that you come in on time. We are not waiting for anybody. We want to keep to time. We want to give you quality. Thank you so much. All right, so I will leave you to Terry for the close of the whole session today. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Ayo. I believe he said it all. All right, it's been an awesome and explosive session. I thought I told you at the beginning that today it's going to be a blast, all right, that you're going to get so much value from all our facilitators. Now, just look at it. If you got so much value today, how about tomorrow? Okay, tomorrow is still going to be, it's going to take it a step higher. We're going to be having some wonderful facilitators again. Share with us. All right, YF is going to be in the room. Yemi Fashion and Mrs. Boswa, I think so. She's going to also be in the room tomorrow. So please, you don't want to miss that. You want to be here right on time, 10 a.m. Like we did today. Before 10, we should be in the room. We're going to start off 10 sharp, and I believe it's going to be amazing. Now, lastly, if you want the recordings, or you want the slides, or you want the materials, everything that I've been shared today, so that you can look at them and then by step, you want to implement that, go back to look at it again, listen to this over and over again. Please send a mail to organizers. Maybe we want to share that on the chat room so that we can have that and read that out, or a number to call to reach out. Of course, the email that you got, you must have got, okay, email. I don't know if we can reply that email, but I think there should be a number in the chat room that we can call, a number in the chat room or an email in the chat room. Dr. Ayo, please, that they can call for those who want to get the materials or want to get the recordings and all that, so we can tell you exactly what to do about it. So please reach out and get back. And maybe more details, we'll share more details about that tomorrow too. So thank you, everyone. We'll call it a day. I will convene again tomorrow, 10 a.m. For me,